Hi there, my name's Jane Anderson. I've spent the last 20 plus years working across large organisations. I've worked in government, I've worked in small business, and really helping leaders and businesses to be able to communicate more effectively. So that's been in areas like leadership development. I've run training departments for a staff of around 10,000 people. And I've also done really intimate coaching type arrangements and working with people, particularly even CEOs and executive teams, and helping them to be able to communicate more effectively in their businesses, as well as run programs like LinkedIn strategy and writing LinkedIn profiles and helping sales teams to be able to communicate more effectively on their social media strategy, presentation skills, team building programs to be able to build trust and connection in teams, and even things like helping leaders to create content for things like their intranet platforms. So I'm essentially a communications expert, in fact, a strategic communications expert. So I don't just teach the skills, but also help people to identify what's the strategy that will help them to get the return out of the work that they do and to be able to achieve the goals that they're trying to achieve. So my absolute obsession is to be able to help people to have more influence and to help them have more presence in their roles and in the organisation, and particularly even in their industries as well. So what makes me a little bit different is I've written up to book number 7 now. So 7 books. I speak at conferences and events most weeks. So I'm a professional and certified speaker. I'm a certified coach. I've also been voted in the top 30 branding gurus or experts in the world. So I do spend some time helping people to really get into that identity and sense of themselves. And I've had a podcast. I've interviewed people like Seth Godin. So it's been a really interesting journey, and I love being able to tap into some of those people to bring their message to the clients that I work with as well. So I say working with me is a little bit like a can opener, in that what I do is I help people to really unpack what they've got inside them that they're trying to express and they're trying to say. And so what I do is I really help them to get that out. So for example, I was recently working with a CEO, and he wanted to write his book, and then he wanted to be able to do his keynote. So I helped him build his keynote. He also wanted to become more productive. So he really looked at his personal productivity, and which I've done a lot of work in. And this was all about him coming from, and not necessarily being a CEO who most CEOs and most Aussie CEOs I find are kind of behind the scenes, but this was his time to be what I call a lighthouse leader, to be more visible, to be more present, to have the ability to communicate really well, not just in the business, but in his industry. A big part of his role was being able to go out and initiate meetings. So he did his LinkedIn profile and started to help him write blogs, his social media strategy. And now he's gone on to help that to evolve into what is now, he's now invested in 43 companies. He's super successful, and it's all his skill is all there, and he knows how to do that. But what we've done is really focused on opening up doors for him and helping him to feel more comfortable being visible and present so that he can have the influence that he's wanted to have. So this program is called the Lighthouse Leadership Program, and it's a coaching program. And whilst I do run this as a training program for organizations, this coaching program is really far more tailored and more specific to what you're trying to achieve as a leader. Or if you're in HR, or maybe you're looking at this for one of your team members, is that it's about really helping them to get more comfortable with being visible, being able to be visible, whether it's showing up for their team, being able to communicate in team meetings, run town halls, present at conferences, get a sense of themselves and what I call personal branding, or your personal presence, their personal productivity. All that accumulates into their reputation and their brand and their performance as a leader. And so I don't know if you found this, but the program that I've put together, is it's typically a 12-month program. It can be shorter. I typically say like probably 6 months is probably as short as you'd go, because we need to be able to have time to get through that transformational change. And I can tailor it based on what you're looking for, but you get lots of tools, resources, and obviously time with me to help you to put this strategy together and really help you to shift from being, perhaps a middle level leader through into becoming ready to be an executive or even the CEO. Because I don't know if you find this, but I know I find when I'm out working with leaders is that there's so much to do. They're trying to do more with less. They're trying to spend time with their team. They're trying to, communicate on intranet platforms. They're trying to have a presence on social media or sometimes writing a blog. But, they're trying to have more visibility, but they sometimes aren't working, they're not getting a return out of it, or they don't know the approach that will get them the best return. And so what I do in this program is really help them to put together a plan and a strategy. And so the sequence of these activities really help to be able to get the return along the way. And we're set up for success to be able to get the results. I don't know if you find this, but I think it's always about really leaders being able to step into their personal best. Their job is to be able to engage and inspire people within the organization. Your job, if you're a HR manager or CEO or looking at this for one of your team members, or if you're a line manager thinking about this for one in your team, it's all about pipeline. It's about building that capability of your next generation of leaders coming through, and also them building the next generation coming through. Because at the end of the day, we all want to be able to achieve our best, and we want the organization to be a great place to work. We want leaders to be able to help us to retain great talent, attract great people, so that we can become the organization of the future and be able to really be able to step into that best version of ourselves. So I'd love to hear from you. If you've got any questions and you're thinking about this for one of your team members, jump on a call. I'd love to have a chat and see if it will be suitable for them. So I look forward to hearing from you. Bye for now.